I work for the plant ecology program here at Archbold Biological Station, which means that I get to spend my day researching plants. And I'm here to talk about some of the reasons why I think plants are really interesting. So plants, I just want to remind everyone, are living organisms, which means they can sense and react to their environment. So here you can see this vine is climbing up this tree towards the sunlight, and plants know when to open their flowers based on the daylight and temperature and other factors to have the most amount of pollinators visit their flowers. Plants are also at the base of the food chain, which means they have a lot of predators. Some of these are mammals, others are reptiles, but a lot of these predators are insects. And these can be very damaging to plants. But just because plants are plants and not animals doesn't mean that they're not defended. So they can't run away like a rabbit could run away from a fox, but they are very defended and they have these amazing adaptations that keep them from being completely consumed by insects. Here's a video of this little grasshopper eating one of these leaves. You can see it eats pretty quickly, and that whole leaf is going to disappear pretty soon. So plants are not like animals, but that doesn't mean that they can't sense herbivores attacking them or bugs eating them, and it doesn't mean that they're not defended. So here are some of the cool ways that plants can defend themselves against being eaten. So plants can have these sticky hairs, which they can use to defend themselves. These sticky hairs trap insects and make it impossible for these bugs to crawl around the leaves to feed on them. So you can see these fun little hairs sticking up on this leaf here, and they're sticky like honey, so a bug would get stuck right away if it landed on this leaf. And in the scrub, we have plants that have sticky leaves, sticky stems, sticky seed pods. Some of them even have sticky flower petals like the tar flower. Some plants also have sticky sap, and this sap can gum up the mouth parts of bugs so they can't chew. Sometimes they can even glue the mouth parts of a bug shut. And so here you can see in this video that I played, this plant has a lot of sticky sap, which is called latex. And it would be like filling up your mouth with bubble gum if you were a bug trying to bite into that plant. You wouldn't be able to chew very easily. And in this picture on the right, you can see this tiny caterpillar is eating in a circle. And as it's doing that, you can see that there is the sticky sap bubbling up around the edges. And this caterpillar is doing that to cut the flow of the sap to this island that it's sitting on. And after it cuts through this leaf to stop the flow of latex, then it can eat the inside where it's resting right now. And that's one way that it gets through to eat the plant. And if you know what this caterpillar is, you can write it down in the chat. It's pretty common. Some plants also have chemical weapons, which can be poisonous to the bugs that eat them or even prevent the digestion of the leaf tissue itself. And when a plant is chewed on, it can even produce more of these toxins. So here you can see this is a tomato leaf and a caterpillar is feeding on that. And tomatoes are some of the plants that have these poisonous compounds. And in the scrub, Eryngium, which is the picture on the right, as a plant that has a lot of these toxic compounds, and you almost never see insect damage on that plant. Some plants are just too tough to eat, like palmettos or yuccas. It would be like trying to bite into cardboard. One of the cooler ways that plants defend themselves is by using smells. So plants can actually release odors that are like smoke signals, and they'll attract parasitoids, which are bugs that can feed on other bugs. And so when a bug starts feeding on a plant, the plant will release these odors, these smells, and that'll draw in these parasitoids, which will actually attack the bugs that are attacking the plant. So for example, we have syrphid flies in this photo on the left, which are eating the aphids, which are feeding on this dogbane. In the center, we have a stink bug, which is eating a monarch caterpillar that was feeding on this milkweed. And if you guessed monarch from the picture before, you were right. That was the caterpillar that was cutting a circle to prevent latex from flowing to the area it wanted to eat. And on the right, we have a tomato worm on a tomato plant, and these white dots on the caterpillar are actually parasitoid eggs. So those are just a few of the cool ways that plants can defend themselves against being eaten. So just to recap, plants can sense and react to their environment. They can defend themselves from being eaten, and they've evolved a lot of cool ways to do that because they can't get up and run away like a rabbit could from a fox.